Hi guys, exciting episode of Sports File. My name is Mati Fati and I have with me two gentlemen in the studio that are going to be dissecting the topic at hand for this episode with me. To my right, I have Mr. Tafida and to my left, I have Mr. Abdul. Hi guys, how you doing?
Fine, thank you.
How you doing, Mr. Abdul?
I'm fine.
How do you feel?
I feel good.
I feel like you're really energetic for this episode,
Yes.
and I can't wait to have the energy flow in. Actually, so today we're going to be talking about something really grand that I personally find interesting, from apathy to ambition. How parents' perception have shaped their children's involvement in the sport football. Starting off strong, I will be starting with Mr. Tafida, who is going to be telling us why he thinks that parents discourage their wards from participating in the sport football. Why do you think that?
Yeah, so this is a very good question for parents to take notes. So I feel they discourage their wards or kids from participating in sports generally because they feel there's no prospects. Back then, they feel there's no prospects. There's no guide. There's no ambition there.
Yeah.
There's no what's the word but there's no drive in sports generally. But nowadays we can see the declare difference. Parents intentionally put their words into academies, put their words into football and other sports generally because they have seen the drive from that period back then to now. There's clear difference and there's more prospects in football now.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tafida. To you, Mr. Abdul, he mentioned something when he was speaking. He said that back then, parents thought that there was no prospect in the sports football. So do you think that mindsets have changed from then till now?
Yes, I feel the mindset have changed because when you look at sport now, sport has a lot of value in it now. Unlike back then, the money in sport now is actually very big. And most parents now, they want their children to indulge themselves in sporting activities so that they can also go there and make money, because a lot of people see this sport thing as a way out of poverty. So people from the trenches, they see football as, okay, one day I get to sign a contract for an European club and I'll take my family out of poverty. So they put their time into, and parents are no longer discouraging them because they've seen it. We saw what happened at the just concluded African Women Championship.
Yeah.
The president awarded them each player with $100,000 each. And when you convert that to Nigerian currency,
It's a lot.
That's a big money.
Yeah.
I think about 150 million naira. That's enough for you, in fact,
To start over, to start
Yes,
your
to-
life.
Now, hearing that and seeing that on newspaper, most parents would want their child to participate in sports now. Just football, maybe tennis,
Every sport,
every
generally.
sport in general. So that's just it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abdul. To you, he mentioned something. He said that now there's a lot of money in sports and stuff like that. So would you say that the monetary compensation is what is, is making or bringing the drive for parents, to channel their energy into saying, okay, I want my words to, be a sports person. Do you think that is it?
The word value is so great. Like parents want value in their kids, want value in the society in general. And if they see something is not going to give them that value, they wouldn't participate in it. But now they see value in sports, they see value in football. So the value this sports has brought to itself, you could see that they just see that their kids, their words, there's prospects there generally, so they can participate in these things. And at the end, it's just money generally, because I see even the society.
I was going to ask that
Yeah.
what is the value
Yeah,
you're talking
because
about?
in the society we belong in, like Africa or Nigeria as a whole, you can see poverty oozes around. So if there's something I can put my child into, or anybody can put their child into, and that child can bring value,
Yeah, make a return on
yeah,
investment.
to the household, I think is what's investing in. So that's what parents have seen and have started investing in their children for.
Okay, but I feel like it's not just about the money. First of all,
Okay.
you have to like study your child and see that, okay, does he have passion for this? You don't just force him. you have to say, okay, does he have passion for playing football? Because if he doesn't have that passion and you force him there, at the end of the day, he will fail.
Yeah.
So he has to develop that passion first. Then when you see that passion, your job as a parent is to do what? To support him, and make him grow. Then money will come.
That's even another topic for another day, because now what I'm even speaking about is totally different from what you're speaking about. What I'm speaking about is parents are just pushing their children into these sports
because they want the money without even considering if they
but
they
you
like
now
it.
you're talking about it from the other angle, which is they should
Study
check
their
study their
children.
children to see what their children want before they even invest in.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. So with the radical change in parents' perception of sports generally, do you think that there are still communities, Mr. Abdul? I want you to answer that. Do you think there are still communities where parents are they still have that apathy? They don't want, that is not a serious life goal for them. Do you think there are still communities like that?
Yes, I think there are still communities like that, but me, I feel like it's not right, because why wouldn't you want your child to participate in sports? Why? Because okay, probably nobody has ever been successful in sports in that community, or they don't have someone motivating them. But that doesn't mean if there is someone in that community that wants to do any kind, engage himself in any kind of sport, that community should support that person, because that person, if he becomes big tomorrow, he can impact in the community and also bring a lot of development in that community.
So back to that question, in the rural areas, you find a lot of people, parents not supporting their kids because they've not seen the end goal,
The impact.
the impact of all these things. But if you look at it in the in the slum, in certain areas, you can see some people that have progressed in football. Like let's use Odion, Igalo, and the rest. They grew in Ajegule, or you can see they've gone out to make money and they are coming back to that society, that community, to develop the community. They are investing in sports. You see them building stadiums. You see them building like having an academy where
they can train younger ones.
Yeah, you see. And also another advantage of all these academies that we have is you see the academy is not just focused on or centered around sports only. Education too is another thing that they have imbibed in these academies.
So let me come in quickly. So you're saying that in a sports academy they don't just do sports, they teach like regular curricular activities
relating to sports sometimes, but it's still education. Because if you see education as a whole, it's just the certificates at the end of the day. If you can have a certificate to back whatever you studied, it's categorized as
education.
You get, but if we are going to talk it as a layman or something, education every day we get it.
We learn,
we learn every day from the streets. But when you have a certificate to back it up, it's more, I don't know the word to use, but it's more relevant. Do you get? So in these academies, they give them that. So now that's why I feel parents are now seeing value in sports, because it's not just going to waste away their child's life in case they don't progress in that sports.
Thank you very much. This just stemmed me to my next question, Mr. Abdul. Do you think that, or what you have to say to parents who feel like football in itself is a distraction to their children's life goals? What do you have to say to them?
Well, what I have to say to them is this: pursuing a career in sport does not deter you from having a degree or pursuing having an educational certificate. Because we have seen players now that are playing active football presently and they have degrees. An example is Michelle Alozie that is playing for Super Falcons. She has even in the Wilfred, she has a degree in molecular biology and she's still playing her football and she's still practicing molecular biology. So pursuing a career in sport does not mean you won't study or you won't go to school and have a degree. Thank God for we have schools like Open University that you don't really have to be there all the time, but you can still do your things online. So I think parents should be open to this idea to allow their children pursue their career in sport and also mix it with their but mute it with their education. But most parents feel like, okay, this sport will not allow you to graduate with good grades and come out in flying colors.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true. You can still be a good footballer
And do
graduate
yeah
with flying
go to
colors.
school. Yeah, thank you very much. So could you paint a picture for us of what it means to juggle your academics and sportsing together? Paint a picture for us.
It's not easy. To be honest, it's not easy
Yeah.
because even back in secondary school, there were competitions we participate in secondary school and all of that. You could see the school itself gives the sports people like preferential treatment. You don't see them like whenever there are like tests or exams, there are extra classes for sports guys and stuff. So it's not even the society knows it's not easy. But when the society supports the sportsmen, you see that things will become more easy and the passion self for all of these things will be easier for everybody.
Yeah. So this brings me to my last question for this episode. Before I ask you that, I feel like I should share this personal story that of a friend of mine. When I was in secondary school, we were friends. So he finished secondary school and he was like he didn't want to pursue it. He didn't want to further his education because he knows that he has a passion for this thing and he was sure that he's going to excel. Long story short, the guy is out of the country, doing well for himself, pretty well. So this brings me to my last question, Mr. Abdul. What do you have to say? I feel like he answered some of it, but what do you have to say to the average person out there watching you, who wants to pursue a career in football? What do you have to say to that person?
Well, my advice for that person is to keep working hard and training and keep developing that passion. Because it's that passion that will give you the drive to want to improve yourself. Because you have to be very good for an European agent to sign you. They won't just sign you because you like to play football. They have to see. So you have to have that determination, that focus, and you have to be hardworking. That's why we have seen players like Ronaldo. Why we see Ronaldo at the top today is not really because of talent. I don't believe he's that talent, but the hard work and the dedication, the effort he puts in, that was what took him there. He always wants to be the best. He always wants to be among the best. So that's why he's there today. So for an upcoming player that wants to pursue a career in football or in any sport, you have to be hardworking. You have to be all the time so that people will notice you and they'll believe that, okay, this is what this guy actually wants. And from there, by God's grace, you might get that call.
Mind you, Ronaldo is so talented. It's for
You're going to
Not
argue.
just talent. It's not just talent. We have a lot of talented footballers that
are nowhere.
but I'm just correcting that phrase.
He's talented. So do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I would just say there's lots of scholarship programs now. Like even in secondary school, I know somebody that from secondary school he got a scholarship to play football for a university in the US.
Okay.
That-
Wow, that's
So
nice.
sports took him out of the country, and they sponsored his academic academic life, and also he was representing them in football. So it's your sports. If I feel parents should encourage their work. Even some I think was it last year or last 2 years, I saw Basketmouth, the comedian, registering his son to Liverpool Academy.
Yeah, even
So
Alinu. His child.
You understand? So you see when these people that are out there, they are celebrities. They can see
They
what
see the
sports-
value,
they see
yeah.
the value. So I feel our regular parents too should do the same because sports is very big.
Thank you very much. So, long story short, you have to be committed. You have to keep a good track record. You have to be exposed to the right information. Yes. So, this brings us to the end of this episode. If you've been watching till this moment, I best believe that you've learned a thing or 10, not 2, of course. And these gentlemen have helped us to bring that to life. Thank you so much for watching It's Sports Fire. My name again is Mati Fati. This is
Mohammed Tafida.
and this is
Absolutely.
Together we say bye.